What is good, my fellow sick, disgusting degenerates? We are back. Max with the Parlay Princes. We're doing an early leans video for UFC 319. We are midweek for the Apex 109 card, but no one cares about that, let's be honest here. I'll be doing live streams all week. Every question is Chimaev or DDP? Chimaev or DDP? So, let's just stop with this Apex. Let's dive into a pay-per-view. UFC 319. Love the card. Good name value, some prospects, everything you want. Some vets. So we're going to dive in, guys. Timestamps below. You got to love it. That's how we do it here. Drop a little like, drop a comment, sub it up. I am poor, so the least you can do is drop a like. And if you feel super generous in the comment section, drop your lock of the card. I know you guys can do this. Very simple stuff here. Here we go. Karine Silva, JJ Aldrich. This should be very simple. We got a submission demon in Karine Silva, kind of. Brazilian submission demon. And we have a random white girl that likes to get submitted sometimes. So my pick, obviously, is going to be Karine Silva. I don't see how JJ Aldrich could win this fight. Stuff some takedowns. You know, they have her listed as a striker. I don't know what world we live in where JJ Aldrich is a striker, but 14-7 for Aldrich, 18-5 for motherfreaking Karine Silva. And it's just day and night, guys. It's day and night. Who has Aldrich gotten submitted by? Erin Blanchfield is her only submission lost in the last... Only submission loss. Sorry, not lost. In the last 10 years. So, you know, I just preached about how she loves to get submitted, but she doesn't. But she also hasn't fought anybody that has the submission ability of Karine Silva. How many subs does Karine Silva have? Let's check it out. 9 submission wins. Lock it. Wow. Out of 18 Pro MMA wins, she's had 8 KOs and 9 subs. So that means she's only gone to the distance once, and that was with Ariane Lipski, also known as Ariane De Silva. She got married. God kill me. I'm going Karine Silva, guys. I'm going Karine Silva submission. Could go the distance. JJ Aldrich could just find her way to not die. But I'm going with my Brazilian sister. I'm going Karine Silva. If you guys are picking JJ Aldrich, may God be with you. Bryan battle, Nursulton Ruziboev. I am so proud I got that first name right. Tough fight, because if Bryan battle doesn't show up and Ruziboev does, good night. But I've been liking Bryan battle's style recently. Some really good wins. The Randy Brown fight, he won split decision. Kind of thought he lost that. But other than that, that Josette KO was nasty. He basically destroyed Angelusa so bad that he just quit. Subbed Fletcher. Gabe Green KO in 14 seconds. I don't know what Gabe Green was smoking that night. He was off the PCP. The 4 inches of height doesn't scare me too much for Ruziboev. He's got 1 inch less of reach. I like Ruziboev too. He's just kind of fallen off. I feel like he's had some okay performances since the Buckley loss, but he's also been fighting kind of trash cans. Stoltzfus isn't a trash can, but he went the distance, you know. If he finished him round 1, round 2, I'm like, all right, Ruziboev has some potential here. But I think Bryan battle's just going to be too much for him. They're both well-rounded. I'll give them that. They're both probably better at striking than they are at grappling. But I think Bryan battle's going to put on a master class here. I don't see him getting a finish. Ruziboev is hard to finish, unless you're Buckley. This is crazy. 13-2 for Bryan battle. 36-9. 36-9-2 for Ruziboev. So he's had... Can't do math. He's had 47 pro MMA fights. That's pretty nasty. That's good for experience, but bad because it's miles on the tank. I am going Bryan battle, guys. His last name is Battle. Lock it in. How do you fade someone whose last name is Battle? Come on, bro. It's like if your last name was Knockout, you're a lock. We're going Bryan battle by decision in this one. Next fight, I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for a lot of fights on this card. You gotta love it. Edson Barboza and Drakkar Klose, whatever it is. I guess you could both call them crafty vets, but I guess Barboza's more of a vet in my eyes. Love his kickboxing, love his style. You know, obviously these guys are older. What is the age for these mofreakas? 39 for Barboza, 37 for Klose. We'll just call him Drakkar. I am picking Edson Barboza in this fight, but not as confident as I've been in the last two fights I just spoke about. I wasn't even too mad at Barboza's fight with Lerone Murphy. Who has he fought before then? I know he's had some vicious losses I'm not too much of a fan of. Losing to Bryce Mitchell. My dear God. And his wins haven't been that good recently either. Billy Quarantillo and Yusuf. But I do like his style, guys. I think the kickboxing will stand out here. And that's why I'm picking him over Drakkar Klose. Drakkar robbed my life, bro. I had $5 to win $2,000. I needed Joel Alvarez to get a submission, and he got a KO. There was someone else on that card that destroyed my parlay too. Who was it? Navajo Sterling, bro. I needed him to get a KO. $5 to win $2,000. Those are the only two things I got wrong. Yeah, he just got starched by Joel Alvarez. What was it, like a flying knee or something? I forget. But he just hasn't fought decent competition. He's had 5 fights in the last 3 years. And it's just no one good, man. So, just based on styles, I got to go Edson Barboza. But it is one of those fights. Like I said before, if Edson Barboza does not show up and Drakkar does, get ready, because Drakkar might knock him out or win a decision. But I am going Barboza. I'm going Barboza by points. Maybe a safer bet might be fight goes the distance or like round 3 starts, some shit. But these guys are older, crafty vets. I'm sure nobody wants to just go right to sleep. We'll see what happens. Next fight running up the card. That was the early prelims. Now we're in the prelims. We have Chase Hooper and Alexander Hernandez. I'm kind of surprised at these odds. I'm not going to lie. Minus 300 for Chase Hooper. I would expect him to be like a minus 500 or 600 here. Like, how does Alexander Hernandez win? He can't do the whole takedown pressuring stuff. He might be a better striker than Chase Hooper, but Chase Hooper's growing into his fighting style. Like, you know, Borshev is horrible, but look at what he did to Borshev, man. This guy landed like 100 significant strikes. Only 25 years old, too. It's not even close to his prime. He did start young, so his prime might be younger. But Chase Hooper, man. And he went on the mic and he said, sorry, guys, I was gooning too much in fight camp. It's the opposite of Sean O'Malley. Lock this guy in, bro. Alexander Hernandez, I just haven't been a fan of him recently. You know, he's gotten some wins, but it's just been sketchy and terrifying. That's really what it comes down to. 6'1" in Chase Hooper, 5'9" for Hernandez. Does that matter? Not really. Only 2 inches of reach for Chase Hooper. But I guess that my kind of fear here is I don't know if Chase Hooper gets a finish. He should. He should. He should get a little submission. But Alexander Hernandez has only been subbed 1 time out of 24 fights. So, you know, I just see Chase Hooper's path to victory way more than I see Alexander Hernandez. It's really that simple. Next fight running up the card. And I'm going Chase Hooper decision. We'll close it out with that. Chase Hooper decision. This one's tough. Jessica Andrade and Loopy Godinez. Loopy Godinez had to shit her pants in round 3 of her last fight. And I'm not going to lie, that's what scares me about this fight. Nothing else. She had to shit herself. Jessica Andrade is crafty in her own way, too. Just with her big, meaty hooks. Like, this is the female Michael Chandler. And that's what scares me. Even against Natalia Silva was styling on her, but she was still getting clipped. So that's kind of my fear. It's like, what happens to Loopy when she gets clipped? Because she will get clipped. She will. Like this, she is not Jasmine Jasavicius that's getting a sub or ground and pound round 1. I do think Andrade is past her prime, but at the same time, Loopy Godinez is 31. So it's not like she's gonna get any better. But she showed some heart her last fight, did gas round 3. And again, that's what scares me. What happens in round 3, bro? Because I don't see Loopy getting a finish. Shit. I wanted to come on here with my picks. This one's tough. The other thing that scares me for Loopy, too, 13 pro MMA wins, only 3 finishes, all by sub. You know, that's technically her path to victory here. You don't want to stand and bang with Andrade. Yes, she's older. Yes, she's past her prime. But she punches harder than I do. So that says a lot. Loopy, your path to victory is getting a submission. Do not stand and bang. Please, Mother of God. And then on the flip side, what happens if Jessica Andrade stuffs these takedowns? We're screwed. My early lean is Loopy. But you will definitely see me have some parlays with Andrade KO. Because it's just like, she literally has a puncher's chance. More than a lot of people on this card. So be very careful. This is kind of cheating. It's like a man versus a girl. Andrade had an OnlyFans at one point too. I have seen her twat. I'm going Loopy Godinez by points, but be very careful. That might change. GM3, Gerald Meerschaert. This guy's sharded. And Michal Oleksiejczuk. The craziest last name to ever exist. This one is crazy. They got GM3 at plus 200. If you're in my Discord, no, I'm not stealing your picks. People in my Discord are already betting on GM3. And I would do the same thing because GM3 is a submission demon. And guess how many times Michal Oleksiejczuk has been submitted? 6. This guy got subbed by Kevin Holland, which I guess is kind of fair. Michal Ferreira, back when he was good, which was only a year ago. What happened to Michal Ferreira? Went the distance with Shara Bullet, which is why I bet Shara Bullet points in his last fight. I saw this. I said, wait a second. He went the distance with Michal Oleksiejczuk? Bet. But this was a bad bet because I had Cedric Dumas point spread against Michal Oleksiejczuk, and he got finished in round 1. And this motherfucker has T-Rex arms. T-Rex arms. 3 inches less of reach to GM3. GM3, you know your path to victory, brother. Don't stand and bang. Don't get punched. Get a takedown. Get a sub. That easy. Boom. I'm going GM3 submission, guys. You know, GM3 hasn't looked the hottest. He's 37. Past his prime. 37 pro MMA wins. 29 are by submission. My fucking God. The best submission win in recent times is against Shabazian. That Shabazian sub was good because he took a lot of damage round 1, came back round 2, got the sub. So early lean, guys, and this probably will be a bet on a parlay, GM3 submission. It's too much for me to not do it. Plus 200, and this guy's gotten 29 subs, and Michal Oleksiejczuk's gotten subs 6 times. It's MMA math that'll never work, but I'm doing it. I don't care. If you guys want to argue, let's talk in the comments. King Green, a.k.a. Bobby Green, and Diego Ferreira. Tough one, bro. I do not want to see King Green get cut. He's getting up there, guys. 38 for King Green, 40 for Diego Ferreira. I hate to do it. I just can't bet on Bobby Green anymore with his hands by his waist. You know, sometimes it looks absolutely phenomenal against Jim Miller, and then sometimes you want to kill yourself, like when he's fighting Jalen Turner and Rufy. His hands being by his ankles when he was fighting Rufy was driving me insane. But that's his style, bro. It is harder for the opponent in a sense. It's obviously easier to punch him in the face, but it's hard because you don't see the punches coming when they're by your... You don't know what's about to happen. when your hands are dragging on the canvas. And Diego Ferreira, I honestly haven't been that high on him, but technically he should win this fight. The bookmakers, the odds makers have that. The bookies see it the same way. Slight favorite for Diego Ferreira. The Grant Dawson loss, I'm okay with that. Beat Ruziboev by KO. Jesus, wish I saw that earlier. There was another good win on this. That's right, KO'd Michael Johnson. The crazy thing, though, is he got KO'd by Gamrot. How the fuck does that happen? That had to have been ground and pound. How the fuck do you get KO'd by Gamrot? Yeah, I'm going Diego Ferreira, just based off stock report. You know, Bobby Green might be a little more weird with it on some Yuri shit, but I think Diego Ferreira might be a little too much for Bobby Green as far as punching power and a game plan. I think Diego Ferreira might also have a stronger fight IQ. I will say that. But I love my guy Bobby Green, bro. Don't go. I know it's coming soon, but damn it. All right, guys, that wraps up the prelims. Here we go. Main card. If you guys haven't already, do me a favor, like the video. Again, drop a lock in the comment section for the love of Jesus. Here we go. If you believe in Jesus, drop a comment. Tim Elliott, Kai Asakura. This should be free money. If Kai Asakura loses this, I will fully crash out. The issue here is Tim Elliott is kind of decent on the ground. If you guys don't know, Tim Elliott was on a tough season. It was the same season as the guy. Let me bang, bro. They were ready to jump Tim Elliott, and Tim Elliott didn't care. Not that that means anything in this fight. I just find it funny. If you watch that back, let me bang, bro, on the Tough House when he's freaking out. That was Tim Elliott they were pissed off at. I am going Kai Asakura. I think a minus 300 is a little wide, especially how his last fight ended. How many subs does Tim Elliott have? 7 subs for Tim Elliott. Subbed up Sumo Darji in 4 minutes. Like, that's his path to victory. So it does scare me. I don't think Tim Elliott has, like, the worst fight IQ. And Kai Asakura, man, how many times has he gotten subbed up? He's only been subbed once, now it's by Pantoja. So that makes me feel a little better, but not really. I'm going to be honest. You know, Tim Elliott may... Now, I was going to say Tim Elliott's fought in better competition, but I don't know if that's true. You know, I don't really know Kai Asakura's past opponents, records, and all that stylistically. I just know the Pantoja fight. I'll be brutally honest. But Tim Elliott does have a mullet, and just like we're fading this week, what's his face? Who has a mullet this week? I can't remember his name. Urbina. Fade the mullet. I'm going Kai Asakura to win either by KO or by decision. Early lean. I get people picking Tim Elliott. You know, it can somewhat make sense, but can't do it here, boys. That's my pick. Kai Asakura. Gun to my head, I'm going Kai Asakura points. Next fight on the bloody card. Hey, this is a tough one for me. Jared Cannonier and Michael Venom Page. Very, very tough to predict. I always bet on MVP for the simple reason that you cannot train for this guy. Like, how do you find someone to help you train for MVP? Your only bet is Wonder Boy. Outside of that, you are literally screwed. And that's why I've picked him so many times recently. Shara Bullet, I had MVP points. I hit a parlay that night. I did do it. But Jared Cannonier hits like a fucking truck. And he's fought very, very high-level competition. After that last RoboCop win, it's very hard for me to fade Jared Cannonier. I'm going to be brutally honest. Stylistically, I might pick MVP, but just based off the full package, guys, I got to go Cannonier. Heavy hitter, strong fight IQ, durable. That's it. That's it. And MVP, I have great things to say about MVP too. Just in this one, I think if Jared... It's so tough, man. Because again, how do you train for this motherfucker? How? He's so in and out with it. He's like a goddamn viper. It's like, how do you train for this? It's like a cobra. I'm picking Cannonier, guys, but in the comments, let me know what you think. If anyone's going MVP, let me know why, and we'll talk about it. Geoff, Neal, Carlos Prates. Great fight. Great fight. This was supposed to happen, then it got rebooked, thankfully. Carlos Prates coming off a loss, as we know. Nasty Muay Thai. The issue is he takes like a round to get started. And in the Ian Gary fight, he took 3 rounds to get started. And this is a 3 fucking round fight. So you do the math. Geoff Neal's winning. I'm kidding. No, he's not. I'm going Carlos Prates. But I shouldn't be. Honest to God, people going Geoff Neal, I'm not mad at all. Not mad at all. Nasty in the clinch. Great striker. Pretty durable too. Man, when he got subbed against fucking Shavkat, that was disgusting. Damn, this is a tough one. What are the ages on these fucks? Minus 260 for Prates, plus 210 for Geoff Neal. 34 years of age for Geoff Neal, 31 for Prates. 3 inches of reach for Prates, 2 inches of height. And more tattoos. Man, I just can't fade the fighting nerds. I know I said that last time and he lost Ian Gary, but something tells me in that clinch, Carlos Prates' punches are going to hurt him a little more than Geoff Neal's would. That simple. I don't see any takedowns happening, no grappling. This should be stand and bang mode UFC 5. And if that's the case, I'm going Prates, vicious knees, decent leg kicks. But again, my fear is he takes like a round and a half to get started. And Geoff Neal does not. So I love this fight, guys. It's going to be a beauty. One of my favorites on this card. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who are you picking for that one? Next fight, co-main event. No idea why this is the co-main event. They literally better switch this. Lerone Murphy and Aaron Pico. I am so tired of them hyping up people from other organizations, putting them in the co-main, and they fucking lose. So tired of it. Plus 130 for Murphy. Minus 155 for Aaron Pico. You know, obviously Pico hits harder. But Lerone Murphy does a really good job of staying right outside of range, entering when he needs to, playing it safe. You know, he had a great fight against Josh Emmett. Good fight against Ige, Barboza. I gotta go with the underdog, guys. I'm so done with these fucking Bellator PFL fucks. Granted, Pitbull just destroyed Danny Ige somehow. It happens. Test him for roids ASAP. I'm going Lerone Murphy, guys. I'm going with the guy who's 16-0-1 versus Aaron Pico, who looks like he's scary for nothing. What is this face? Get that shit out of here. I'm going Lerone Murphy. Kickboxing. There should be no takedowns in this fight. This should be stand and bang mode again. How many subs does Pico have? Pico is 28, you know. He is young. So he'll figure this shit out, but I don't think he's going to figure it out this fight. I think he's going to get frustrated with Lerone Murphy's fighting style, and for that reason, I'm going the underdog, boys. I'm going the underdog. Here we go. Main event of the fucking evening. If you haven't dropped a like, you're blocked for life. DDP. One of the weirdest, spazziest fighters I've ever seen in my life, but it works. Versus Chimaev. One of the ugliest motherfreakers. I'm kidding. 14-0 for Chimaev. Interesting. 23-2 for DDP. This is the talk of the town, guys. This is the one. People are heavy on DDP. No one's in the middle. except me. Everyone's super confident in their fighter. People are like, nah, Chimaev, bro. What, you crazy? Round 1-2. What? You stupid? He could win decision, blah, blah. And then people on DDP are like, nah, bro. He's going to stuff every, like... Bro, this is tough. This is 50-50. I think the odds should be closer, too. Minus 200 for Chimaev, plus 170 for DDP. I am siding with DDP, guys. I'm doing it. And I base it off the Sean Strickland performance. Trust me, I know. This is not Sean Strickland. Thank you. Seltzer. I was like, why does that taste like shit? It's really, you know, I hate to keep saying this. It's the Gilbert Burns fight for Chimaev. If Gilbert Burns is giving you a close fight, I'm not having it. Usman 2, relatively close. Kevin Holland, super close fight. I'm kidding. That was insanity. What the hell was that about? Absolutely starched Whitaker. That's one thing I can't look at when people break their jaws in the middle. I can't look at that shit. I'm good on that. That's disgusting. You know, if I were to bet on this, it's either Chimaev rounds 1 and 2 or DDP just straight up. You know, plus 170 for DDP. You don't even have to put method of victory. I'm going DDP just for the gas tank. I know people hate that shit. They're like, nah, Chimaev has a stellar gas tank. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. DDP is a white African, guys. Like, how are you going to fade the white African? This guy is like literally a black and white cookie. And those things bang. So I'm going DDP just for his well-roundedness. Striking, kickboxing, takedown defense, takedown offense, his pressuring. But it is scary, bro. If DDP pressures against the cage too much and Chimaev just trips him and gets him down, what happens, you know? So that is my fear in this fight. Again, like I said, I'm right in the middle. I'm not heavy on either guy. You're going to see a lot of cappers. Bro, DDP, I'm putting 5 units. Like, good luck with that. I wouldn't even put 50 cents on this shit. So those are my picks, guys. I'm going DDP. Who are the underdogs we picked? We picked DDP, Lerone Murphy, Jared Cannonier, GM3. Andrade could be an underdog too. Wow, a lot more underdogs than I thought, which I like because we've seen a lot of underdogs pull through recently. This Apex card, I barely have underdogs on that shit, so may God be with me. You can check out that video. I dropped it yesterday, prediction for UFC Vegas 109. That is it, guys. I'll be back one more time. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you. Let's get it. Peace.